Hi everyone, I'm here to show you how we start off the simple scarf pattern that we're sharing with you. Obviously if you have any problems with this, please let us know because we're really happy to help you, but hopefully this video alongside the written pattern will help. As the pattern says, we're going to start off with a slip knot. So the way I do mine is that I make a loop and then I just pull through my shorter tail, but just making sure that the end doesn't come through. So I try and hold the end and just make sure that this little short end just doesn't come through the loop. Then pop it on my hook and pull it tighter. Not all the way, not too tight, just tighter than it was. And as per the pattern, it asks us to start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 chains here, and it now asks us to put a double crochet into the first chain. So we're going back along this way, down here, and we're going to pop a double crochet. This is UK double crochet. Now the pattern asks us to turn the work. So we don't do anything, we don't move our hook, we don't move anything at all apart from that tiny little fiddly piece of crochet. We literally turn it over to the other side. Now we're going to use a different technique here for starting rows, because normally we use a turning chain and we're not going to today. And that's because this technique leaves less gaps. So this is really nice for this scarf and it will keep a really nice neat edge. So can you see the hole in here? This hole is our first stitch. Now normally we would just start a row by chaining 3 because we're going to use treble crochets, and we'd have skipped this hole here because we skipped the first stitch because we've got the first 3 chains instead. We're not going to use that technique today. So we're going to put a stacked double crochet into this hole, and a stacked double crochet, it is what it says on the tin. Basically it is 2 double crochets stacked on top of one another. So without putting a yarn over, because it's a double crochet, we pop our hook into that first stitch and we pull through the loop, and then we yarn over and pull through the next 2. So that's 1 double crochet. And now the stacking part means that we pop our hook into this bottom left hand part of the stitch. We call it a leg of the stitch, and we yarn over and pull our yarn through that leg, and then we yarn over and pull through the last 2. So that is 2 double crochets stacked on top of one another in our first stitch. Now that counts as our first treble. Now the next part here is really fiddly because this little bent bit around here is actually our chain that we started off when we did the very first step, which was to make a slip knot with 4 chains. These are our chains. Now we need to make another 2 treble crochets. So we're going to yarn over and pop our hook into the next chain along, which, like I say, can be really fiddly. And we're going to pull our yarn through. So we've got our 3 loops for our treble. Yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that's another treble, and then opening it up a little bit to have a little look. Down here is the next part that we need to go in. This is the next chain. So yarn over and into the next chain, pull our yarn through. So we've got our 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So we've got our 3 trebles. One of them, this one here, was our stacked doubles. Can you see that? So these were 2 stacked double crochets, and then we've got another treble. So that makes 3 in total. You can pinch your knot in a little bit if you want to. So we're going to turn our work again, literally just turn. And we're going to do the same again. So as it says here, we're going to make a stacked double crochet in the first stitch. We poke our hook in without yarning over first, and we pull our yarn through because it's just a double crochet like that. And then into the bottom left leg of the stitch, we're going to pull our yarn through and pull it through both. So that's a stacked double crochet in the first stitch. Now we're going to put 2 trebles in the next stitch like the pattern suggests, and this is a treble crochet. So we yarn over and we pull it through the stitch to give us our 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. And we need to do 2 trebles in there, so we're going to repeat that again. So that's in exactly the same hole. Can you see that bit there? It's got 2 trebles both in the same hole, and then 1 treble in the last stitch, and you can see the hole there really nicely. So that's step number 5 done on your sheet. Now, no, that was step number 6, wasn't it? So we should have 4 trebles now, and let's check. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then this one here counts as a treble as well. That's our stacked double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was number 6 done, sorry, my mistake. So step number 7, we're going to do a stacked double crochet again. So no yarning over, we're just going to go straight into that first stitch, and we're going to pull our yarn through and do 1 double crochet. Whoops. And now into that leg of the stitch, yarn through, another double crochet. We're now going to do a treble in all of the stitches back to the end of the row. So we're not going to do any increases. We should end up with the same number of stitches from below. We're only putting one stitch this row in one stitch from the row below. So we should have 4 again this time. One treble in that hole and one treble in the final stitch. And that's given us 4 trebles again. And again, turn the work. Now we're going to do another stacked double crochet. So 1 double crochet. We're going to poke our hook through the leg, pull our yarn through and make another double crochet. So that counts as the first one. We're going to put a treble in all of the stitches until there are 2 left, which obviously in a row with 4 stitches is only those 2 because we've now got those 2 left. We're now going to put 2 trebles into the second to last stitch. So can you see here? These are my 2 stitches left here. 1, 2. So we're going to put 2 trebles into the second to last stitch. So that's 1 and that's 2. And then 1 stitch in the final. So that's our increase row. So we've got 5 now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches there. We're going to turn. We're just going to make a stacked double crochet this time, as always. And then 1 treble in all of the stitches. And again, we should have 5 stitches because that's what we had last time. So that was not an increase row. So this is what it's looking so far. We're going to turn our work. So as your pattern says, basically, we're just going to alternate a row where you do a stacked double crochet and then all trebles, 1 in each stitch. That's going to be the non-increase row. You're going to alternate that with a row where you do increase, and you always increase in the second to last stitch. So this is our increase row, which means I'm going to do a stacked double crochet, and then all of my trebles just have 1 treble in them until I get to the second to last stitch, which is now. So this is my second to last. So I'm going to pop 2 trebles in here because it's my increase, and then 1 treble in the last stitch. So we've now got 6 stitches in the next row because we're alternating. Oops. There goes my autopilot starting chain. We need to make sure we only put stacked doubles to make sure it's all consistent. And then we're doing a non-increase row, which is just trebles, 1 in each stitch. So we should end up with 6 trebles. Turn the work, stacked double, and then we're going to pop a treble in every stitch until we've got 2 stitches left. And now we're going to increase, which is 2 trebles in the same stitch, and then 1 treble in the final stitch. And that is it. We just keep alternating between an increase row, like we've just done, where we put 2 stitches in the second to last stitch. So this is our increase row. And then on the next one, we just put 1 treble in every stitch. And we always make sure we start off with a stacked double crochet instead of a turning chain. And then that's the shape. So we're going to continue in this shape. So it's going to be a little skinny triangle, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger until we decide to stop.